Hey guys, welcome to the Retro Gaming Junction. This is Camilio. We're continuing our game of Ultima 7 Part 2. We are exploring the Sleeping Bowl Inn. And sorry if last time the audio was crap. It's because I was using my webcam audio mic. My webcam mic. It was not my intention. It was an accident. It's OBS's fault. Can we pick this up? There you go. I returned home to the bowl as soon as I received Mother's letter. It was not easy to relinquish my command, but Mother needed... Okay, yeah. And we did talk to you last time, I think. Wake up! Wake up! Usually us running around near the bed, they wake up. This guy doesn't want to wake up. But I'm pretty sure we ended the stream by talking to him. But now I'm not sure. Come on, wake up, motherfucker. Oh, whatever. What's his name? Hey, Argus. Yeah, we talked to him. You. Of all these mirrors, can we enter the mirror? Yeah, I was able to do it last time. There you go. Well, if it isn't another petty tyrant, thou mayest as well leave now, pikeman. I have no use for the likes of thee, and thou canst do nothing to avenge the wrongs I've suffered. So leave thou before I grow tired of thee, and thou dost feel the wrath of Ensorcio, the adept. Ensorcio! I have questions for you. Okay, let's look at all our notes. Okay. Ultima, okay. Thora, south large red bush entrance invisible, find clues. So that's done. Follow coast to city of Monitor. Seek out 3 artifacts, ring, necklace, earrings. With these 3 items, the powers will communicate with thee. Find the 3 companions. They must be by my side. I need the black sword. Monitor City. Patrol led by Champion Knight remains lost. Astrid possibly slain. And she had the Elm of Monitor. Which is not even part of the 3 things we need to find. Test of Knighthood, that's all done. At noon, at Listfield to train south of town. Craig suspected a betrayal of Astrid. Craig spends a lot of time in the wood alone. The Amulet of Balance, try using their serpent units. Good. Fidi Biblio is mage that will help me. Look for Guani pelts. Batten came from Fawn. Ask Rentry about Batten. I think that's done. Batten most likely took the serpent stone. Wilfrid is looking for Batlin, I think, to avenge father. Gweno went east, learned about Exancan monks. Battling went to the sleeping inn, maybe. Followers, warrior, sailor, Deadeye, and the hooded man. Talk to Shazana about Deadeye, talk to... Lucilla wants to meet in the evening. Whoops, we kinda... I'm sick. Yeah, that's why I'm going. I need Varro leaves. From Delphinia, horticultist in Fawn. Finding Cantra. Find ounds of Doskar to sniff practice sword of Cantra. And this is a... this is in... a monitor. Luther as our shield. Meet him at 9 AM. Shuzana, Listfield at noon. Oh, that's the same thing we already... Ancient ruins, cypress woods north of this strange black obelisk. Oh yeah, I need to bring back the slippers. Somebody here wanted the slippers. Stoneheart can magnify magical powers, especially death spells. Theron disappeared in storm and Angus are missing. Mage Batlin. Okay, Ock is held at Bull Tower. There you go. So leave thou before I grow tired of thee, and thou dost feel okay. Tyrant. Yes, tyrant, and I shall say it in front of Argus too, for all that matters. You pikemen wear your bravery marked on your faces for all to see and expect the world to tremble at your feet. Thou demandest tribute like a king, but all thou art worthy of is contempt. Thou dost not speak to an ordinary pikeman. This is the Avatar. Thou mayest not judge the Avatar by this mark alone. Do not let him say such things about the Avatar. I see thee draw thyself up. I have offered thee. I offended thee? Then what wilt thou do, pikeman? Drag me to thy jail as thy comrades did drag Ock? Thou dost not know the half of it. Here I sit, an adept in a wretched hovel, exiled from the practice of magic that is my life's blood. The council hath turned its back on Filbertio's exploit for so long that they sought to make me their scapegoat, their public example. Devra is a fine woman, for all that she is a bit domineering, but then most women are they not? She hath taken her loss incredibly well. She hath convinced that worthless son of hers to return and help with some honest work here at the inn. But if thou ask me, I would say that she is too kind to the rogues and misfits. For all that he is Devra's son, he is still a dog. I will grant that he came home when Devra summoned him, unlike Wilfred, but the town are cut from the same cloth all the same, vain pompous braggarts. Or perhaps I should say donation. Where is the honor in charging even the poorest peasant a ruinous fee to use the only safe road in all the islands? So much for protecting the weak and helping the poor. Hawk. Hawk is the captain of Arabella. I'm afraid that Flindo was a bit distressed to hear that the good captain had no intention of risking himself or his ship to take that upstanding merchant back to Moonshade in these damnable storms. So he bought the muscle of the pikemen to persuade Hawk that remaining here would be unhealthy. Moonshade, the city of wonders and the city of charlatans. Heaven forfend that thou shouldst try something innovative. It might endanger the incompetent fool led by Filberto and his trained council of mages. Rather showy, if thou shouldst ask me, but rather spectacular results. Entirely too random for my taste, however. Of course I cannot help wondering which mage is behind them, and I wonder if that double-crossing Batlin has anything to do with them. The storm started after you left here. Thou knowest. Flindo. Flindo would have it that he is a person of note from the fair city of Moonshade, known by one and all, but he is truly little more than a loud shopkeeper with a penchant for gossip. Flindo flits about here and there, acquiring merchandise for Buccia to sell, and as much information as he can. I think that alone is why the adepts humor him from time to time with some tidbits of news. Change subject, as thou wish. No, don't change the subjects. Can we go back to where we were? Filberto had opened up from bed to bed throughout the city, using every means of coercion possible, but let it be found that poor and sorcerer use magic to catch that favor of an adept's daughter. And suddenly I'm an unspeakable monster. Thou canst not know what humiliation is until thou hast been turned out from their own, and told never to return on pain of death. Thou canst not know the burning shame to hear that thy wrongdoing hath been proclaimed to all, to know that wherever thou goes, people will say, "Isn't in search of that exiled mage from Moonshade?" Filberto is a presumptuous maggot who calls himself Mage Lord of Moonshade. I doubt that he could light a candle magically, but he doth have the backing of the Council and the threat of the Mountains of Freedom to support his claim. The one saving grace for Moonshade is that Felbercio spends all of his time pursuing skirts. His insignificant knowledge of magic had little effect in the bedchambers of its conquest. The Council of Mages is a handful of adepts meant to keep the Mage Lord from misusing his power. In this case, however, they spend their time making the decisions that the Mage Lord should be making. But, as unto myself, they are content to allow Filberto to continue his amusements. With luck, he will be killed by one of his paramours. Quite pathetic, actually. When I reported the theft to her that morning, she was too distraught to even pay attention to my complaints. Not at all professional, after all. I am a paying guest here. It seems Angus had a bit of silver paint in him after all and disappeared. To think of it, perhaps he was the one that stole the jawbone from me. Though why it would interest him, I shall never know. Should I write that down? Argus might have... No, not Argus. Angus might have taken the jawbone from... what's this guy's name? Incensio. Wilfred is there was not... Yeah, we talked about that. No, Wilfred ran away to prove to the world that he was better than his brother, a better bully, a better ruffian, and a better murderer. Thou shalt not find. Coercion. The least that I have heard of his blackmail, who knows to what other means Felbercio will stoop to fulfill his lusts. But I have no details, for I try not to listen to such stories, as they always send me into a near murderous fit. Thou shalt have to seek thine information elsewhere. Adept's daughter. Oh no, thou shalt not have her name to drag through the mud alongside Ensorcio. Never. I cared enough for her to spend my magic upon her, hoping that she would come to care for me. I'll not have thee blanken her name for all that's been done to me. Freedom. Freedom! What a farce! The Mountains of Freedom are a prison, hero. A prison filled with magical traps that none can escape, and that is where Filbercio puts all who anger or oppose him. It is a small wonder that I did not end there. Angus. Angus was Devra's husband. Seemed a right enough fellow. Liked a cup or two of ale in the evening, worked hard, but then, with her nagging, he couldn't help but work hard. Would never have guessed that he had the spine to leave like that, but I suppose that every man doth have his breaking point. Silverpate is a great-grandfather of Angus. They say that old Silverpate was a bloodthirsty pirate. According to popular tales, he reformed and took his ill-gotten gains and built his inn, but the adepts in Moonshade tell a different tale. It seems that Silverpate employed Airstam to do something at the inn. Perhaps that fabled treasure. Who knows? In any case, the pirate planned to trick Erstam so that he would not have to pay the mage's fees. But Erstam found him out and trapped the treacherous innkeeper in a pit filled with demons. No one ever saw Silverpate again, and people learned to fear crossing any mage. Jawbone. It was a large serpent jawbone that my mentor received from his mentor, the Mad Mage. I could never discover what its use was, though it was cleverly magical. 'Twas a keepsake, though I hope to discover its secret someday. I think that Batlin found its secret, and created these damned storms. His true name is Airstam. He taught many of the Moonshadian adepts their craft, but, as is the way with master and apprentice, they eventually surpassed him in skill and scope. The old mage could not abide the thought that these mages were no longer his malleable students, and went quite mad. He saw them all as thieves intent on stealing his secrets, and moved to an island off Moonshade. He doth refuse to have any dealings with Moonshade to this day. He sits on his island, trying to find a way to create life. I actually like to wake him up because I think I missed a couple of conversation threads. Yes, I'm speaking to you, dude. Storms, Flindo, and then I said change the subject. Ah, cause these Bucha. Bucha runs Flindo's shop for him. This called... No, we didn't talk about this. The Capeci Canton, a pompous name if thou ask me. Bucha charges a fillip more on everything she sells for her troubles, and is very careful to show Flindo the altered accounts. Batlin, I can see that thou knowest of him. Batlin came here some time ago, he and his tame demon. He seemed to take an interest in my story. Tame demon. Yeah, the gargoyle. And seemed to take interest in my story, and we spent many evenings exchanging arcane lore. Then he left on some errand. When he returned with his other two thugs, Batlin seemed restless, but we continued our discussion as if nothing had changed. I thought he was my friend. I should have guessed that Batlin intended something shady when I saw these two. I'm sure that Batlin brought them expressly to steal the old jawbone left to me by my mentor. Okay, no, Batlin. Batlin might have stolen the jawbone. Between Brunt, the idiot, and Deadeye, the one-eyed pirate, I am lucky still to be alive. Brunt, the idiot. A warrior, and then so he has 3 followers here. So the warrior may be Brunt. Mentor. He was a very great man. His name was Vasculio. Unfortunately, Vasculio was a man that was constantly testing the limits of convention. The Council of Mages found him threatening, and attempted to kill him when he refused to bow to their wishes. But his experimentation with Stoneheart had given him spells to elude even that monstrous fate. He is out there somewhere still, straining at the chains of accepted wisdom. Like any apprentice, I learned all that I could from my mentor, whether he was willing to teach me or not. It is all a matter of not being discovered in the act. Art thou interested in buying a spell, perhaps? I would always use money for it. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Gold coins. I don't have a spell book, so... yeah. Stoneheart. Ah, such a wonder to behold, and doth come from the depths of the mountains of freedom, and is quite rare. The council hath outlawed possession of Stoneheart because they fear its power, but a small quantity is quietly hidden, else how would the death spell work? It was a large... we talked about that already. Demon, absolutely huge and ugly. Batlin called him Palos. I do admit I was impressed. I could not help but think about the trouble that Rotoluncia was having. Ever since Filberto replaced Rotoluncia as his playmate, Rotoluncia had to find some other interest to occupy her time. And from what I have heard, that seems to be demons. Perhaps I can hope that she doth have designs on revenge. I would be content to think of Filberto filling a demon's belly. So I'm sure that she would take quite an interest in that fat mage's pet demon. I wish I could send her a word. Oh shit, what was her name? Shit. Like that's a hint that I might have to talk to her about that. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about Filberto. Freedom. What a farce. The mountains of freedom. Change subject. Okay. And what time is it? Okay, it's in the morning. Wake up, guys. I had a map of this. Yeah, this is it. There you go. Okay, so this is a pretty small place. This thing here, which we've been to. For now, there's no one there. Not even the beds. No. And there's two little houses here. No one here. No one here. I don't think there's anything here. There's a second level here. Deborah, we did talk to you. Drink. Oh, the slippers, yeah, okay. Deborah wants the slippers. So this guy might be able to help me with an audience with the Mage Lord. What's this guy's name? Flendo. Flendo Sleeping Bull will help me with an audience with Mage Lord. For now, Frigidazi holds a Majo's eye, and from what I have seen, Philosopher seems to have found a way to thaw the charm of that cold mage. Ask me about it again. Okay, restrictions. Welcome to Sleeping Ball, brave pikeman. I am Birin, the Gleeman, or minstrel. If thou wilt, I know many tales and tunes of valor and adventure. Tales. For those with an adventurous spirit, I can tell thee of the northern savages. For those who wish to hear of a lost civilization, I can tell thee of the people who left the ruins on this continent. For those who would hear a tale of bitter bravery, I can tell thee of the lost king. I don't know, let's go with northern savages. Once thou dost leave the warm lands of men, thou dost come into the realm of the northern savages. These creatures have faces that strongly resemble that of a normal man, but they're covered head to foot in a shaggy fur pelt. Some say that these creatures are some lost tribe of man that had adapted to the cold. Still others claim that the savages are a mage-created race that guards some great mystical secret. None can say if they're intelligent. They build no structures and speak no recognizable language. There is also a song about the northern savages. Thou care to hear it? Yeah. Alright. Far away in the cold white north there lives a vicious band. With soft grey fur they walk about on two legs just like men. Do not fool thyself to think that they might be a pretty robe, for if thou dost go a-hunting them, thou shalt never return home again. If thou didst enjoy my song, I would appreciate a small contribution to my room and board. No. No. Then I shall play no more. Tales. Let's go with the lost culture. Long ago, before any of the cities thou knowest today were built, there was a race of men who worshipped three great elemental serpents. Some followed one of fire, others followed one of ice, and still others followed one of earth, as only the serpent of earth could withstand both the fire and the ice of the other serpents. It possessed the most power. The fire and ice serpents were violently opposed to each other, but were held in check by the serpent of earth. Then the serpent of earth lost power. The fire and ice serpents warred for supremacy. When the battle ended, it mattered not which serpent had won, for the land was destroyed and all the worshippers lay dead. Lost King. To the north of here stand two castles, seemingly left empty by the ravages of time. But neither is truly empty, for they both hold the ghosts of trust betrayed. In one majestic castle, a lady waits for her faithless lover, who pledged his love and never returned. In the other, a father and ruler driven mad for the loss of daughter and erstwhile friend, took his people beyond the cares of time. All the trapped souls await the return of the one whose desertion forever changed the land he had sworn to protect. All wait for the return of the lost king and revenge. Wait, What are thou talking about? It seems, but no, it could not be. Few in truth have ventured within that castle, Lord. They fear the wrath of she who dwells there, and none have ever returned from the other castle. But the name that is given for the lost king is Lord Shamino. It can't be. There must be some mistake. There is a song about the lady. Would you care to hear it? Yes. It is a sad ballad indeed. Long ago there lived a maid as fair as a summer morn. She loved a king, a noble king, who left her forlorn. He pledged his heart and sailed away, never to return again. Her heart did break and fade away into the city northern wind. If thou didst enjoy my song, I would appreciate a small contribution. Yeah, let's go. Let's go with. Oh my god. Let's go with. Nah, 1 gold coin should be enough. Come on. Many things. A song about the other castle. Yeah. Prepare thyselves. Once this land was ruled by kings, one old, one young, but friends true. Then one day the young king sailed away, and the old king lost his mind. Plagued by goblins and treachery vile, the old king went too far. He killed those he would protect, and threw himself from the White Dragon Tower. If thou enjoy my song, tunes. For thee, noble sir, I would sing heart-rending ballad, or perhaps long-lost lore, of course. Although I sing to entertain others, I hope for some small token of appreciation. Lore? I think this be the right key. I will tell thee a tale of vaulting ambition laid low by the ends of time. Far away near where the sun doth rise, there once a mountain stood. It called itself the pinnacle of earth until the earthquakes came. And now that mountain, tried by fire and ice, lies crushed beneath another's dream. If thou didst enjoy my song. I'm sure that else already would like to hear it again. Oh no, okay. And we heard about this song. Old song. We heard about this. Song. New song. Walk carefully when thou art dreaming, never stray too far, for there is one who is waiting to trap thy very soul. See the balance slipping in the fight between ill and good. Thou shalt walk the beam to find the treasure thou seekest. If thou didst enjoy my song. But I think we're done here. Oh, where are you? My name is Migim. I'm the librarian on Monk Isle. I have been awaiting thine arrival. Arrival? Yes, Camilio. 'Tis written that a hero from another world will come to right the disorder in our land. That is thee. 'Tis also written that treachery will stalk thy steps at the beginning of thy quest. That is why I'm here. Not all of Xanka's followers believe that we should have direct action in aiding thee. However, Thoxa and I disagree. This was the guy at the beginning that attacked Doxa, right? I can't remember. If Doxa, one of the two survived. Action? I believe that an attempt will be made on thy life soon. Perhaps by being forewarned, thou wilt be able to avoid it. I cannot tell thee who to avoid here, Camilio. I arrived here only a few days ago, and have remained in the barn for much of the time. I thought it wise to attract as little notice as possible. But, now that thou art here, feel assured that I will remain vigilant against anything that would deter thee from thy destiny. I am not in power to tell thee more of the quest that lies before thee. If I were to tell thee, thou mightest be prejudiced by my words and overlook a crucial event. Aid. I must be cautious in aiding thee, my lord, but rest assured that I will prompt thee as much as possible. Amulet of Balance. It was quite a find, my lord. I have been uncovering many small things over the years in the passage beneath the abbey, but this is the first time I have found something as large as a chest. It was a pity that the scroll that accompanied the amulet was so fragile. It was one of the oldest I have yet found. All I was able to make out before it disintegrated was the name of the amulet, and that it was used near the Serpent Gates. Perhaps this means that there is more yet to be discovered. I shall certainly continue my search. Monk Isle. Monk Isle is where the followers of Xanka dwell. Only a few believers remain to study and contemplate the mystery of her words. Few are now willing to devote their life to waiting on events that may take centuries to unfold. Fate is not an easy thing. Librarian. It is my duty to transcribe and care for the prophecies of Xanka. It was I that found the passage that told of thy coming. Alas, Xanka's writings follow no order and are convoluted and vague. We have spent years since her disappearance trying to decide if some passage had already happened, or if one event will follow another. The events in the prophecies are wild and connected by no frame that we have been able to discover. Great storms. The containers of hope smashed. Lost love, forgiven and restored. We still seek their meanings. Xanka was not a young woman, Camilio. After she disappeared from our midst, we found a freshly inked passage that promised her return when the end was near. I always thought that she had discovered some way to ensure that she would live to see her prophecies revealed, though I know not how. She was a very wise woman, my lord. She foretold the storms that brought thee to our land, and saw the end of the world. Those who believe in her visions banded together to study her words so that we might help avert the fate she foresaw. End of the world. Within Xanka's holy writings is the passage, when at last the great scales unhinge, the overburdened world shall be torn asunder by the opposing forces. I know not, though I would hazard a guess that it refers to the forces of good and evil. Great scales. It could mean anything, Camilio. Music scales, map scales, snake scales, or great scales. Upstairs were just a bunch of blocked rooms, which I'm guessing are the rooms I will rent if I decide to rent one. I'm dying right now. So maybe I should sleep a little bit. I can just sleep for free outside. Okay, we're done here. Did we talk to you? Okay. Ah, the fur cap. And the ring. Okay. Yeah, we'll get ouch. Where's the exit for this place? Oh. I might actually die here. Death doesn't seem to be a big deal in this game. But maybe I'm wrong. Why do I have this? What the fuck? Where's my bedroll? Oh shit, I left it somewhere? Oh no, it's right there. No, just 1 hour. I hope I don't die. Eesh. I thought it would ail me a little bit, a little more than that. Nah, whatever. I need to get to Fawn as soon as possible. Okay, so this is all the stuff that was on me. So I think the Urn of Ashes is something that's done. Maybe I should put in there. Put the stuff that's done in there. Yeah, these are just... so the slippers. Where's the fur hat? This? Okay. Urn with ashes. Oh, we don't know if it's this one or this one. And there might have been some stuff in this before I. Well, let's see. We have a list. I think I kept it on myself. This. A pinecone core, some sort of vase. Strange apparatus of glass and copper, a rock, finely crafted ring. Oh yeah. Of silver, of a size to fit a small woman or child. What the fuck is that ring? A ridiculous fur cap. Oh, the well-worn slippers belong to Devra, the mistress of the inn. An enamel breastplate. Is that the breastplate I have right now? This one? Maybe. The dangerous mineral known as stoneheart, which is used to produce the illegal reagent. I have that? What? Pumice. Blue egg. Whoops. Pine cone. Key. Urn. Is it here? So that's the ring. Yeah, I don't know exactly what that rock is. Oh, that's me. Am I supposed to have this on me? Technically, yes. The dangerous mineral known as stone hearts. A bloody hand and an expensive shield and this. Oh, you have a bag here. Okay, I have to be careful to see that bag. What's this? What? I think this is the apprentice sword. A wooden sword. It must be. What the fuck is this? Okay. Man, they leave stuff everywhere on you. It's super fucking annoying. Okay, I think this is Cadran's practice sword. Okay, I'm gonna save Cam 23. And I'm gonna reload when I got. Let's reload this one. See. Oh, I'm alone here. Oh, that was a weird save. There we go. Okay, we only have 3 guys right now. And it doesn't say anything about it finishes with a red hunk of stone. Oh, maybe that red hunk of stone, we now know what it is. Follow this. A red hunk of stone. Oh, is that? Is that this? A Rudy rock? Maybe. A red hunk of stone. And now we know that that stone is even though in the. Why would you know that? Why would that change? Red hunk of stone. It's only recently. Like even. A red hunk of stone. What? It's really recently that we know that that stone is what it is. Just after the shield. A dangerous mineral known as stone heart, which is used to produce the illegal region blood spawn. Okay, just to be sure. Stone heart. So I just want to know what it looks like. Ultima Wiki, Stoneheart. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, this is Stoneheart. So I'm gonna keep this in my inventory. I should keep all of these. Are they heavy? Somebody has an empty bag here. Okay, and this guy has almost nothing on him. So we know this is part of the thing. Not all these two things. A pine cone. Some sort of vase with suit inside. Oh, well, we're talking about these two things. Urn with ashes. I'm not sure which one he's talking about. A strange apparatus of glass and copper. So I think we're talking about this. A rock. Maybe. A blue egg. I don't know what the fuck is a pumice, but it looks like a rock. A finely crafted ring, yes. The fur cap, the slippers, the breastplate, the blue egg, the wine, this, the severed end. Breastplate, blue egg, crude brush. Ice wine, bloody end, the shield. Again, the shield, I hope it's this one. A good way to know this would be to go back. If we go back at start, Dupree's shield and magic shield. We still have the magic shield, so it's Dupree's shield that we lost. Which shield did we get when we got Dupree? Oh, this is when I dump some stuff here. This is there. I'm not sure I touched that. I think it's there since we got him. Boom. It says Shield of Monitor. Makes sense. This is Shamino. And this was here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No. Yeah, we just got him now, and he has this. He has the blue egg. Okay. So I just have to be careful not to sell these things. Cool, let's get back the slippers and all that stuff to these people. What's YOLO doing? He's like going in circle while we're going like this. Oh, he stopped. Oh, he's doing it again. A pine cone? That's weird. Oh, whoa. Went too far. Selena. Hey. Whoa. Stop it. Lost ring. I suppose it would be too much to hope that it was for me. Honestly, young lady. Forgive me, Camilio. I was merely jesting. I should have realized that it was not thine. See how crude the tracery is, and how ill the stones fit? It is clearly an unacceptable piece of inferior quality. It looks like it may have come from one of the lesser artisans in Moonshade. Ah, okay, she's telling us from... Okay. Fur cap. How cute. But dost thou not think it is a bit warm here for a fur cap? And I don't know, but it seems a bit small for thee. Slippers. They were hanging on the line to dry when one of those storms hit. When I went on to gather the wash later, were these huge boots hanging where my slippers had been. I'd gladly give these things back if only I had my slippers back. Avatar, these looks like thy swamp boots. If thou hast my slippers, my lord, I would gladly trade thee these boots for them. I have no great fondness for them other than to keep my feet dry. Here are thy boots, then, and I thank thee for my slippers. Thou art so encumbered. Perhaps one of thy friend might be willing to carry this. I'll carry it. Bye. So swan boots. Leather boots. Black boots. Leather boots and leather boots. I don't know what these black boots are. Let's put this on. What the fuck? Okay, I have too much shit on me. Too heavy? Really? Okay, but these things should be here. So 29 and 36, 20, 44, 37, 38. Yeah, he has the bag of money. That bag of money is fucking heavy. Let's give it to you. There you go. Okay, let's go to Fawn. So Ock is not here. I thought he was. I didn't find him. Lindo, Argus, Kane, Birin, Selena, Devra. Then outside you have 3 guys here. Oh, I don't know where this guy is. Oh, he might be in the inn, but Incencio is definitely here. He doesn't move from his. No, he's always asleep. Yeah, let's get rid of our poison. Oh, I just died. Oh. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay, we've been teleported in front of Fawn. Oh, these are goblins, I think. We're in combat right now, I think. And the guys that were dead here, they just disappeared. Go, attack him. Apparently we're not done. Oh, this guy was there, okay. Oh, got a bunch of swamp boots, I guess. So nobody wants bread? I find that extremely surprising. Is that a boomerang? I think these are kind of useful. I'm collecting stuff at this point. We'll see if this stuff stays there all the time. But yeah, I want the swan boots. all the stuff disappeared except my 2 boots. Why? Ah, because I put them in my inventory before putting them down? It's the only thing I can see. Maybe if I just take something from a body and I put it beside it, for the game it's still like temporary. And it'll get rid of it as soon as it can, just to free up memory or something like that. That's my guess. That's my guess. That would make it like too much stuff on the ground eventually. And I don't know. Because the boots that were on my feet, they didn't disappear. Why am I going here? That's not fun. Okay, fuck it. Fuck it. We are looking for. Oh, let's go in there. Oh, we're definitely taking more bags. Do you want some food? I'm gonna leave the apples. Oh, there you go. But we are keeping the bag. What's this? Welcome, travelers, and be at ease. This rest house is open to all who walk in beauty. Feel free to take whatever food thou might need. As a courtesy to other travelers, please leave the rest house in the manner that thou dost find it. Take everything you need, but leave with everything you found it. Okay. What does that mean? Fun. Okay. I'm gonna take a little break before entering fun. There you go. I'm gonna say right there. Well, I'm gonna take a break right here, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with more Ultima 2, Ultima 7, Ultima 2, Part 7, Isle of the Serpent.
With 15 devastating weapons. Shatter. Broil. Vaporize. And burn.
Intruder alert.
Unleash your attitude in the explosive sequel to the award-winning Crusader, No Remorse. Crusader, no regret. Unleash your attitude.
Move it, maggot! Jack it up. Those hands in the air! We have suspect contact. Go, go, go! Time to move! Hands in the air! On the ground, now! Here they come! Run! Breaching with C2, sir.
This is Central BCC, barricade hostage situation.
On your knees!
Moving clear. This place is set to blow.
Let's go! Hands in the air!
See that? Moving now.
Go, go! Release! Hands up now!
This game has not yet been rated.
What makes you sweat? Is it passion? Or could it just be heat? What about not knowing if your very next breath will be your last? What about all three? Tomb Raider. From IDOS Interactive.
What force wrought this destruction? Mother, father, slain as they sleep. The town has the stench of death and demons upon it. By their souls, I swear vengeance on these creatures of the underworld.
We're back. Oh, please, my lord, a favor. My name is Ruggs. I'm a poor sailor whose visage offends the good people of Fawn, and I've been forbidden entry into the city. I have not heard from the lady I love since mine exile, and I can find no one willing to carry her word of my continuing devotion. Please, my lord, I beg of thee, wilt thou take this letter to her for me? Oh, I knew by the nobility of thy face that thou would take pity on a wretch such as myself. Take this to Delphinia, the herbalist. Thou mayest find her at the greenhouse. If thou should bring a return message, I will introduce thee to my shipmate Scots, who make maps. What's your name? Anyway, bring back a letter. I'm Camilio. Business. Visiting. Missing companion. I'm not missing companion. I'm not visiting. I need a healer. I have a definite reason to be here. I don't know why I can't say it. Let's say visiting. Welcome to fun. Keep away from trouble. We have enough to worry about with storms, goblins, and fellowship troublemakers. Fellowship? Fellowship? I should not have said that, my lord. We are sure that the captain is quick with the wand of detainment. Wand of detainment? The wand of detainment is a fine gift from the people of Moonshade. With the wand, the captain can capture any criminal. Keep that in mind if thou should feel mischievous. Pass. Ah, shit. Does that look terrible? Yeah. Rugs. Bring back letter to Rugs. Oh, love letter. Oh shit, we can't talk about the thing anymore. What? Man, that's so stupid. What the fuck? I hope I didn't miss anything important. Well, I did save just before entering. Let's reload this. Blah 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 blah. Hey Eric, welcome. Welcome. Yes. Argument. Argument is at least it's conversation. Maybe not. It's communication at least. It's better than no communication at all. Yeah, fellowship. One of detainment. Goblins. Without those foul savages would dare attack the pikemen, we cannot leave the gates open at night. Fawn's gates are now closed at night. They cannot be opened for anyone until morning. Is it dark? No. Orders to close the gate during a storm. Okay. Shit, we're gonna die again. Okay, let's go directly to the herbalist. So is there? Okay, I'm gonna look it up. If there's a downside to dying. Ultima 7 Part 2 dying. Ultima 7 is a similar but straightforward method as the Black Gate. At the very beginning of the game, the avatar receives an hourglass of fate, which allows the party to come back to life after the encounter. After death, they will appear in the monastery on the Monk Isle. From there, the party will appear back either on the side of the feet or pretty close to it. The same condition of the avatar dying, triggering the process and making it possible to die permanently. Now that also can resurrect fallen companion without cost by using it. The Silver Seed add-on has a similar resurrection method. Should the avatar die, the entire party loses, and they wake up in the Serpent's Fang Keep. Okay. So Silver Seed, what is part of the Silver Seed? I just want to know. Oh, the monks. Amulet of Balance. So the Amulet of Balance is part of that. But when I use the Amulet of Balance, I get on the Isle. Oh, apparently when I use the Amulet of Balance, I travel to the past. Oh, okay. When's a good time to do that? Okay, I'll check it. Not near the end, but definitely not now. Okay, let's open up my map. This place is fucking huge. What looks like an herbalist? Maybe east of here. Help! Oh no. A loot. All is safe now. Say there, thou with the lute, art thou a bard? Yes, I am. As of late I not feel the music within me. I beg of thee, canst thou indulge me? But for one song, the sinister thunder doth linger in my ears. A few strums from thy strings may bring comfort to this sorrowful town. I am truly sorry, but I do not think that I can help thee. Oh, okay. My love obeyed, but I have lost my lady, my love. For I will search for her, yes, search for her, even though all the stars above. Gweno, can there hear me? Gweno, my dear, take art, for thy beloved Yolo is here. One of Monitor's famed pikemen, I am Kilista, priestess of beauty. What a pleasure to meet one who is brave as well as handsome. The very antithesis of beauty, goblins are base savages, with no appreciation of beauty and no grasp of beauty's truth. Another sign that the heavens are displeased with our associations with false prophets. We allowed corruption to enter our city, to visit the very heart of beauty. Some even encouraged its growth. Now we must pay for our transgressions. Once we have been brought low enough to see only beauty, the storms will stop and Fawn will once again prosper. But while all trace of untrue belief linger, the punishment will remain. Those who call themselves Britannians, oh, the settlers that dwell outside the city gates to the northeast, are false prophets. Oh, interesting. We thought them poor, confused seamen worthy of our brace, but we were fooled. All they brought were lies. The one they call Leon denounced beauty as a mere shadow of the fellowship's truth. And then did the storms come, to smite those who would utter such blasphemy. The storms will not end until the blight of the blasphemer's existence has been wiped from beauty's face. I would say that she feels rather strongly about this avatar, but what she is proposing to stop the storm seems a bit extreme. Lies, lies, simplistic half-truths meant to snare the unwitting and twists beauty's truth. How can any person tell Evan's will without benefit of divine guidance? The deluded fools have not heard the voice of the oracle or felt the Evan's anger. Leon seeks to divert unsuspecting people from beauty's path. He is the one that hath brought the anger of the Evans down upon us. Lady Yolanda should have ordered him executed for the woes that he had brought upon our city. Lady Yolanda, honor to her, is the ruler of Fawn. I recommended that she have these foreign blasphemers killed. Let their blood wash away the evil they have wrought. But Lady Yolanda is a soft-hearted woman who doth not know the harshness of the Evan's anger. I fear that the great captains urge her to leniency in favor of their common ties with the sea. Great captains. The great captains are advisors to Lady Yolanda. They ensure that Lady Yolanda is not overtaxed with the tedious daily problems of ruling the city. Joth and Garth allowed themselves to be swayed by feelings of kinship with these foreign sailors. Only Volden recognized their true danger. Volden. Now Volden is truly what Fawn needs as an advisor. His record of service on land and sea is impeccable. I fear it takes all his expertise to explain most situations to his companions. Fawn would fare much better if Volden were Lady Valinda's only advisor. Garth is no more than a boy. He blows with the wind of anything that catches his fancy. Most notable young ladies. Garth is of little use in all but representing the interests of the merchant captains. Joth. Joth is a young man with a fine sense of what needs to be done to keep the fleets in good order. He is not, I fear, a good advisor when it comes to political matters. In fact, Zulith would be better in that respect. Zulith. Zulith is Lady Yolinda's secretary. He schedules her audiences and acts as a messenger between her ladyship and the great captains. His official title is Chancellor, I believe. Beauty's truth. All things good possesses an innate beauty that attracts all living things. To goblins who are vile, ugly monsters, beauty is a lie. To Pumdergun, beauty is something to be exterminated, not cherished. Pumdergun is the epitome of all repulsive things. He hath risen to unite the goblins against all things good and beautiful. The Evans have tired of our wandering from beauty's truth. They have sent Pumdergun to destroy those that fall short of the mark. Oh, white breastplate. Thou hast the armor of beauty. Oh, what a sign from the Evans. Return it to me. Perhaps the Evans shall once again smile upon Fawn. Yeah. But what about thine own armor? Oh, was that strange armor that appeared in my bedchamber thine? I cannot recall what I did with it. Perhaps I still have it. Perhaps I will come by some evening and I will look for it. I thank thee, my lord. Revelations. The revelations are truths of Evan filtered through a mouth of stone. It is a pity that thou wilt not hear a revelation. I have decided to close the rituals to all outsiders. We cannot be too careful, after what happened with the false prophets. Oracle. The Oracle was commissioned by Lady Fawn many years ago, as an instrument to speak the heaven's truths. The mages of old Caesarea labored for nearly a year before the task was done. The revealed wonder was the Oracle. As priestess of beauty, I have the power to call forth a revelation from the Oracle. In times past, before the storm began, people came from all around to hear the Oracle's divine words. Okay, so what's your name? Kilista. What about you? Go back to Kilista in the evening for armor. Finally done, brave Monitorian. We had despaired when those vile goblins seized the tower. I am Jorvin, captain of the guard. How may I be of service? Tower. When the goblins took the tower, we feared that Fawn would be crushed without the pikemen. 'Twas a horrible thought, trapped between the storms and the goblins with no escape. 'Twas certainly the bravest of Monitorians that led the assault to retake the tower. Wert thou there? I think so. Oh, how I wish I could have been at that side. My duty to Lady Elinda is such that, even had me enough able-bodied men to attempt it, I could not leave her unprotected to undertake the task. I envy thee, my lord. We had despaired of falling to their newfound unity, but we have hope again now that the tower has been retaken. I think they're talking about when I killed a bunch of goblins in front of the tower, and when they were dead, we saw guards coming in, like, I think we cleared that tower? We expect bad weather, being located underwater as we are, but these storms seem, well, evil somehow. Lightning that causes things to disappear, not burned to ashes, mind thee. Completely gone. Lightning that takes something and leaves something else in its place. Thou must find shelter quickly, when thou dost think a storm is approaching. Fellowship troublemakers. I see the guards are still spreading that gossip. Before these strange storms started, a ship came into our port, bearing no resemblance to any ship we knew. Those aboard her told us that they had voyaged from old Caesarea. Though our seamen found this hard to believe, we accepted them. Leon began preaching about some strange notion called the Fellowship right before the storm started. Kilista took this as a sign that the heavens were angry with us for allowing this foreign belief into the city. After seeking counsel with the great captains, Lady Elinda regretfully banned the sailors and the passengers from the city. Kilista is the priestess of beauty. 'Tis her duty to see the spiritual well-being of the people of Fawn. Her task had not been easy since the fleet was destroyed. Many people are disillusioned. Our only comfort lies in the revelation of the Oracle. 'Tis quite a marvel. Before the storms began, people came from all around to hear its revelations. 'Twas built by some mage from Moonshade for Lady Fawn. If thou wishest to know more, thou should ask Calista. Revelations. The revelations assure us that the heavens have not totally turned their eyes from Fawn. If thou dost visit the temple while thou art here, I am sure that thou wilt be able to hear for thyself. Unity. For these many years, the goblins fought more amongst themselves than with us. Raided the towns a time or two, but nothing truly serious. Now they are all following one crafty goblin, always seem to outwit the soldiers sent to kill him. Lady Elinda is the ruler of Fawn, and is the most beautiful of all women within the city. If thou seekest an audience with her, thou must speak with the Chancellor. His name is Zulith. Thou mayest know him by his green robes of state. thou canst not miss him there. Miss them. Thou can most often find Judith either in the palace, acting as Lady Yolinda's envoy to the great captains, or in the temple. He seems to be a fervent follower of beauty. Temple. The temple is located beyond the palace, on the waterfront. It is dedicated to beauty, as is all fawn. The great captains serve as counselors to Lady Yolinda. They deal with most trade matters and oversee the disposition of the fleets. Thou canst find them near the docks most times. Until the storms began, Fawn's means of livelihood was fishing. Now our economy is all but ruined. The storms have destroyed all our ships. Our fishermen must fish from the docks. We have only enough fish to feed the city. We have none to trade to the other cities. Only Alisande still finds a way to bring money into the city. Alisande. Alisande is the daughter of Dylan, the shopkeeper. She makes fishnet stocking that she exports to wealthy customers in Moonshade. Ever since her betrothed disappeared, Alisande had taken to listening to the babble of the Fellowship followers. I hope she doth not go astray. Alisande's betrothed was a fisherman named Keth. He was without shelter during one of these freak storms. No one had seen him since. Alisande took it well enough, until the storm took away the engagement ring he had especially made for her in Moonshade. I suspect that she always hoped that he would come back. Okay, I have that ring, I think. Now that the ring is gone, Alisande had to face the truth that Keth might well be a tree now, for all we know. Engagement ring. This is the one, in truth. I would recognize it anywhere. Keth showed it to me when he did bring it back from Moonshade. Alisande will be thrilled, no doubt. Perhaps this will turn her mind from the false path she now follows. Thou mayest ask her at Dylan's shop. She should know where she is. Okay. Pikeman. By the mark that thou dost wear on thy face, I judge thee as a pikeman. Perhaps I'm mistaken. I am honored to meet thee. I have always valued the brave pikemen that guard our roads. I am certain that Lady Yolinda will wish to receive thee formally when she knows that thou art in the city. I will see that thou art properly escorted when she doth wish to see thee. This is the only thing guards have performed correctly. We make no secret of the fact that I possess the wand of detainment. I find that the knowledge that I can stop even the greatest brute or the fastest thief doth do much to deter those who would cause mischief in our city. So you're Jorvin. I am Delphinia, horticultist and healer. Welcome, noble pikeman. Thy presence honors me. Let's start with the variable leaves. Arna would not have sent thee if thou dost not have great need of the variable leaves. I would help thee if I could, but my skills as a healer are limited. Take these leaves back to Arna quickly, before thou dost worsen. Letter. A letter from Ruggs? Oh, I must see it. I am adrift. I am torn to my very soul, and I know not what to do. Thou must help me. Ruggs hath told me often of his love for me. In truth, 'twould be a lie if I were to say that I did not care for him. But he is so deformed, so ugly, that I know not what to think. All I have been taught tells me that Ruggs' features are the outward sign of the evil within, yet I can find no trace of it. If that is wrong, what else might also be false? I am shaken to my very core, but I cannot deny my art. Wilt thou carry a letter back to Ruggs for me? Yes. There is no one else that I can trust such a secret to. If there's a way someday, I will go to him. Storms. What foulness is about in the land, that I received one of the harbingers of Fawn's doom. Of Fawn's doom stains my beauty. Even the heavens lash out to bury away the vile truth that I harbor within mine heart. Vile truth. Vile truth. I must confess I am the cause of these storms. I know I am. I must live with the vile truth that I hold in mine heart of hearts. I am in love with one of those who brought this ruin upon my city. Although I did not embrace his beliefs, mine heart embraced him. I am as ugly as Alisand. I cannot see how she bears such shame. When those sailors, those false prophets, first landed on our shores, 2 of their numbers came to seek me. One was a mage of some sort, who came seeking what regions I grow. The other, as thou knowest, was Roggs. I think his companion called him by the name Batlin. He was disappointed in what little I had to offer in the way of regions. I told him to seek out Pothos in Moonshade for a better selection. He also acquired about black rock carvings or sculpture. I do not remember exactly. I told him to ask Delin, who doth know artisans in Monitor and Moonshade. Delin is Fawn's dry goods dealer. Poor man. I wish Batlin luck in discussing anything with him. Delin hath not been right since his wife died in childbirth. His daughter, Alisand, had always looked after him, though she had problems of her own now. Alisand had always been a headstrong girl. Thou would expect it, or someone with her responsibilities. We all thought Keth would take care of her, keep her under control. But then Keth was lost in one of those terrible storms. Alisand swore that as long as she had his ring, there was still hope that he would return. When that disappeared not long ago, she seemed to go mad. She seems to have fallen in with these blasphemers, and claims that the Oracle is a sham. Oracle. Thou dost not know of the Oracle of Fawn. The Oracle is the instrument of beauty here, on Serpent Isle. It receives messages from the heavens, which Callista may explain for everyone to understand. Callista. Callista is the priestess of beauty. All honor to her. 'Tis she that instructs us all in beauty's truth, which she receives in revelations from the Oracle. Even Lady Yolinda honors Callista's wisdom. Lady Yolinda, honor to her, is the ruler of Fawn. She is the most beautiful woman in the city, the very embodiment of beauty. I cannot tell thee very much about it. I fear that I only glanced at it. I would know if I saw it again, though. I have it right with me. I could not swear before the Oracle that this is truly Alisand's ring, but it certainly doth look like it. Thou should find Alisand and ask her. False prophets. That is what the priestess of beauty calls them. They speak of something called the Fellowship, and claim that it will make our lives complete. Everyone knows that the true way lies along beauty's path. By seeking beauty, we draw all good things to us. I rue the day I ever saw him. I can tell thee nothing. Nothing! I will not listen to such blasphemy. 'Tis enough that one of them hath bewitched me and stolen my art. Healer. I am an horticultist by trade. What little I know of herbs hath given me a responsibility I did not want. I curse the day that Seth refused a guard escort to do his herb gathering. Dost thou wish healing? Yeah? I did already give thee all the varieties that I... Okay. Seth. Seth was 2 years older than Evans, and set in his ways to be sure, but he was a fine healer. He refused to guard escort to gather his herbs. He told Jorvin it was because the guards stepped on the plants he wanted to gather, but I think he simply wanted to be able to escape alone for a while. Thou hast no idea how little time one has when thou must be at the beck and call of everyone, with some imagined ill. Jorvin is a captain of guards. 'Twas he that went looking for Seth near twilight, when the old man had not returned to the city. Jorvin found signs that the goblin had taken Seth, and led pursuit, but it was too late. By the time the guards caught the foul monsters, Seth was already the makings for their next meal. Would that I never hear of those horrible creatures again. They are why I am now Fawn's healer, though I am not properly trained. Pomdirgun's shadow hath cast a blight on all the land. Pomdirgun. Eee! That very name sends ice down my spine. Pomdirgun had welded all the goblins into his weapon. He would never stop until he had driven us all from the land, or feasted on us the last child. He is a fiend drawn to destroy our beauty. Bye. Black pearls, nightshade, garlic, carrots, apples, nothing. Bye. Save. Who are you? It's always an honor to serve the pikemen. I'm Alisand's daughter of Dylan. I'm a weaver by trade. Engagement ring. I'd heard that thou had been asking after me. That thou didst have an interest in my missing engagement ring, or perhaps in the gauntlets that replaced it. That is it indeed. I thank thee for telling me, but thou mayest keep it, if thou wishest. Keep it. If thou wouldst wished the honest truth, I do not think that my beloved Kith will ever come back from wherever that storm took him. Therefore, this ring hath only melancholy memories for me. This jewelry hath become bitter to me. Kith and I were to marry, but it was not fated to be. He was first mate on one of the largest merchant ships. On one of his voyages, he purchased the engagement ring from an artisan in Moonshade, as I recall. But then the storms came, and ships began disappearing, and eventually it was Kith's ship that never came back. Gauntlets. I assume that the gauntlets are thine. They are clearly meant for someone more adventurous than a mere weaver. Wouldst thou like to have them back? Yeah, and thou should have them here. One more moment of thy time, if thou wilt, Camilio. A person like thyself, brave and venturous, could be useful in times like these. Wouldst thou be willing to aid us in liberating the city from false tradition and evil schemes? Perhaps. If thou wilt only let me explain the concepts, I am certain that thou wilt join our cause. The oracle is supposed to speak only the truth, yet it too often parrots the words of the priestess and the great captains. We do not believe that truth only serves those in power. We think that someone had corrupted the oracle. We? Most of the young people of the town belong to the cause, but they are not willing to say so publicly for fear of exile. I am also pleased to say that Leon supports us, as do the other fellowship members. According to all of our traditions, only women are capable of ruling in Flan, for only women are capable of true beauty. The highest station which a male can hope for is to serve as one of the great captains. These men serve as Lady Yolinda's advisors. Yet they do much more than merely advise. There are 3 of them, Garth, Joth, I think, and Volden, or Yoth. It might actually be a J, but pronounced Yoth. Lady Yolinda. She too is a prisoner of beauty. Yolinda must not strain herself, lest she mar her perfect appearance with any sign of weariness. The great captains, therefore, have usurped many of her duties, on the pretext of sparing Yolinda from tedium. I do not think that lady of the mind. I do not think the lady to be the mindless, spineless creature which some others do. I think she is a victim of the system. Volden. Volden is the one who truly controls the Grey Captains. I think he would make himself ruler of Fawn if he could find a way. Volden is a cruel man who secretly despises women. If there is an evil scheme, then Volden must be the mastermind. The sailors trust and respect Yoth. In mine art, I cannot believe he is part of any conspiracy to control the Oracle. We thought of asking Yoth to aid us, but he hath not been the same since the storms. He doth live in his memories and stare out to sea. I think he cannot stop yearning to return to sea long enough to be of much help. Because he is the youngest of the captains, we hoped to find a way to persuade Garth to support our cause. When one of us spoke with him, he claimed to be sympathetic to the cause. Yet Garth says he is afraid to confront Volden with our suspicions. I do not trust him. Priestess. Callista is the worst example of this pernicious doctrine of beauty. She believes that her attractiveness marks her as superior to all others, and that her sensuality is a divine gift by which to influence men's minds. Callista is lustful and greedy, but she is also cunning. She is very dangerous to us. Really. False traditions. According to legend, the oracle was brought by our ancestors from Caesarea, our homeland. It now stands in the Temple of Beauty. Our tradition teaches us that the statue is an infallible guide to truth and beauty, but we suspect that the legends are false. Guide to truth. The oracle actually speaks. All of us have heard it. It speaks in reply to the priestess of beauty. The statue of beauty only speaks at certain time, such as during the spring festivals or when the city needs special guidance. According to tradition, it will also reply to the ruler Fawn. However, I've never seen Lady Yolinda speak to the statue. She leaves such duties to Callista. Now that I have explained it, thou must be evident. Wilt thou join us in this cause? Yeah. Thy courage doth delight the soul of a weary rebel like myself, to be ready at any time, for one doth not know when the time to act shall arrive. We once tried to enter the temple during the night, while Callista was with one of her lovers, but the guards foiled our attempt. Nevertheless, look everywhere, talk to everyone, see if thou canst find a clue that eluded us. Goblins. The goblins have grown bold of late. They have often come to hurl themselves upon our gate. Thankfully, we have held fast so far. Their attacks bring fear in me, for Leon and his companions. Lady Yolinda hath forbidden them entrance into the city, even if 'twere certain death to remain outside. Yolinda. She too is a prisoner of beauty. No, we talked about that. Companions. Leon's companions are the sailors that brought them here. Their names are Scots, Ruggs, and Kalen. Let's talk about everybody. Kalen. Of the three of Leon's companions, I know the least about Kalen, and I have no desire to learn more. He always seems to be hovering about, staring at me. He never seems to be doing anything around the camp. Ruggs. Ruggs is a sailor, for sure. Although he seems to take well to gardening now that he is on shore, thou cannot mistake which of the three is Ruggs. His face is hideous to behold, though he speaks fair enough. Scots. Scots is not precisely a sailor, I suppose. He's actually a cartographer. He is most often with his pens and ink, drawing intricate little lines. I surmise all those lines make a map. I do not know, but I do know how we could make a map either. He cannot go anywhere because of the storms. Leon. Thou hast not heard Leon speak? Oh, thou should. He doth tell of something wonderful, wherein all people are equal and capable of independent thought, something called the Fellowship. Thou canst find him at the camp outside the city gates. I had thought we had rid ourselves of that blight, but it seems that it is following in Batlin's footsteps. Imagine, my lord, imagine what the world would be like if only we trusted one another, worked together, and sought to earn that which we strive for. Imagine if women were not coddled or thought of as inferior. What would the world be like? What would the world be like if we all listened to our inner voice? The world would be full of frustrated fools, I'm sure. Another one who had fallen prey to the empty promises of the Fellowship Avatar. The storms have not been kind to us, my lord. Without our fleet, Fawn cannot hope to survive for long. Fleet. The storms stripped us of our ships one by one. Some were plucked away even as we watched. Others left harbor and never returned. And beauty is cold comfort to those who have lost their loved ones. Thou hast not seen the storms hit and watched as something vanish before thy very eyes. Then count thy blessings, my lord. Fawn, the city of beauty. Fawn, the city that lost love in vanity and the pursuit of power. Beauty nourishes the senses, my lord, but love nourished the soul. The soul of Fawn withered long ago. Wow. Love and beauty were once regarded as aspects of the same entity. However, whoever loved was beautiful, whoever nurtured the beauty of truth was loved. Now the two are sundered, and Fawn cares for no one but herself. The people of Fawn are content to let the world end, as long as it doth not mar their beautiful view of the dying embers. Whew! No, we're not taking anything. Oh shit, another guy we didn't talk to. And he's back in. Oh my god. Oh, we did talk to you. I haven't been out of this era, this ear tavern all day. Find someone else to put the blame on, pikeman. My name's Olan, and I'm a fisherman by trade. Storms. I would almost believe that the world was at an end. These horrible storms have all but destroyed the town. How's a body to make a living without a ship? How can fishermen fish from a wagon? It sinks. Can't put a sail on a cart and expect it to take thee out to the sea and back again. Drowned. Good men all gone to the bottom of the sea, and I should have been with them. They've come for me. I know they will. Down to the bottom of the sea. Bottom of the sea. Dude. Oh well, we'll talk to you later. Thou should avoid trouble. Why are you here? Duty. Bye. He is following us. Who's following us? Do not look now. So where's that guy? Who is that man? I'm gonna follow this maybe. I want a map. Oh shit. Oh no. Why would you send me there? You? Yeah, Rugs. Rugs! Stop moving, please! Stop fucking moving! Ah, much better. It's always a pleasure to see another Britannian at Fawn, Avatar. How may I serve thee today? Letter. Oh, blessing upon thee, my lord. Delphinia knows of my love, though she is unsure of her feelings for me. As long as she hath not rejected me out of hand, I will be content to wait. That good deed hath given me reason to live. As promised, I will send thee to my shipmate Scott. Scott is a fine fellow, though he often seems a bit distracted. He is a cartographer. Perhaps his maps will aid thee, though they are not as accurate as he wishes. Thou mayst find him somewhere within our camp. Not as accurate. Since we dare not stray too far from shelter, Scots cannot explore a map. Yeah, the work from Exult 9 that he received from the found fisherman, so he's only sure of the accuracy of the coastline. Scots often complains that we cannot even explore by ship. None of us are happy to be stranded here. There's a city over there, lord. They claim to honor beauty, which my face naturally offends. They're hard-pressed. What with the goblins and all? 'Tis a blessing that thou and thine honored pikemen companions did wrest the Fawn Tower from the goblins. Fawn could not have long resisted a determined attack, and my companions and I would have been the next delicacy in the goblins' stew pot, I fear. We have no city gates to hide behind. Our ships was hired by Batlin to transport scholars to explore a new land and spread word of the fellowship. Now, even if we wanted to return without Batlin, we cannot venture into the sea for fear of these terrible storms. I've been a seafaring man for more than 20 years, my lord, and I cannot recall a time that I've seen storms as strange as these. I've seen lightning that jumps from cloud to cloud. I've seen lightning that shoots down like a pitchfork from the heavens, and I've seen lightning that dances across the mast of a ship, but I've never seen lightning that changes a man into a rock or makes a ship disappear before thy very eyes. With my very own eyes I saw it. I was on the Fawn's dock chatting with a salt named Olin in the days before I was banned from the city, and all of a sudden, one of those storms hit, and Olin and I dove for cover under a rowboat. We saw the ship that had just put out be hit by the lightning, and it just disappeared. Never found a trace of it and the crew. I saw it happen, my lord. I was opening the door open for one of the crew who was running for shelter when one of those storms hit. There was this bright flash and a deafening crash, and when my eyes cleared, Geoff was gone, and the chicken stood gawking at me in the very spot Geoff had been in. Thou hast not heard of Batlin. He was the founder of the fellowship movement in Britannia. He is a pious and worthy man, for all that he doth have strange companions. His description doth not fit the Batlin we know, doth it, Avatar? Batlin bade Leon stay and preach to the populace of Fawn, and left the ship with 3 companions, Palos, Brunt, and Deadeye. We have not seen them since, although they promise to return soon. Deadeye is the only one of Batlin's companions that I truly know. I cannot say that I'm happy about the association either. I served with Deadeye on another ship several years back. He used to bully the crew by telling them that white eye of his could curse a man. Deadeye liked to provoke a fight and dare the other men to hit him. No one would, for fear of that eye. Sailors are a superstitious lot, I fear, my lord. Brunt is little more than a common mercenary, my lord. I suspect that Batlin hired him to act as a personal guard in this foreign land. He is not fit for much else. Brunt is no seaman, this true. If I had not seen his face the day he boarded, I would have thought him a demon. He was so green. He was seasick the entire voyage, milord. I have never seen anyone worse. And what a temper. 'Tis to behold he is better mannered on land. I do not know much about him. Most of the time he remained below or went about heavily clothed. I do not think that he was of the race of man. We were all very thankful that he was so strong, I tell thee that. Strong. Palos was fearful. Oops. During a storm, the mainmast was struck by lightning and came crashing down, jamming the winch that operated the sea anchor. Without the sea anchor, would have been quickly lost to the angry waves. But Palos traded across the deck and shoved the mast aside to free the winch, all by himself. Leon was especially chosen by Batlin to come and bring the hope of the Fellowship to this land. He hath been the only... Hey, Moody! He had been the only thing that had kept us all sane since we have been stranded here. I strive to emulate him in mine own humble way. Emulate. Leon hath shown me that, by speaking well, people may see beyond my deformity and respect me. I cannot change the way I look, but I can change my speech. And as Leon sows the seeds of the Fellowship, I sow seeds in the soil. Gardening distracts my thoughts from being trapped ashore. Okay, we're done. What's up with my mouse? I might have to change it. Seems weird these days. Okay, so we're looking for at last the values of the Fellowship have reached into the ranks of the pikemen. I'm honored. I'm Leon, a speaker for the Fellowship and former farmer. Yeah, my mouse really is weird. Like I'm really going left to right here, and look how it's going. What the fuck? Oh my god. To make it go straight, I have to go like this. Anyway. I'm not sure I want to talk to you. Bye. I'm Scott's geographer. Perhaps thou would share tales of other places with me, so I might add details to my map. Maps. Lord Bridgers once said that I was the finest map maker in all Britannia. I take great care in my work, since I've explored very little of this continent. I fear that my map is less than accurate. I would be honored if thou wouldst accept a copy of my map. Perhaps it would aid thee in thy quest. What good is a geographer if he cannot explore the lands he finds? The storms keep me and my shipmates from taking to the sea. I ask all those who come to me for tales of distant places. There may be some truth in the telling, and I add what I can to my maps, as Gweno suggested. Oh, Gweno. She contacted me back in Britannia with an opportunity to explore a new land. Naturally, I accepted. She was to transport some sort of obelisk here for the Fellowship, and then she was free to explore and collect all the tales she wished. It was abominably heavy, quite a chore to move it on land. Then one day, after we had it safely on shore and Gweno had already headed inland, there was a huge explosion. When I could see again, there stood Batlin, and the obelisk was shattered all over the ground. Interesting. He seemed most upset at the time he arrived, though I suspect that it was merely a result of the disorientation from the teleportation storm that brought him here. He took several members of the crew with him and headed inland. He was looking for some black rock artifact. Mayhaps it doth have some connection to the obelisk, I don't know. I remember that they mentioned that it was fashioned in the likeness of a snake, but that's it, that's all. Thou mightest ask Delphinia, the herbalist. I know he talked to her. We did talk to Delphinia. We can talk again. Delphinia might know about Black Obelisk. She's an herbalist in the city that had been doing the healer's work ever since the goblins killed the last healer. Thou should ask Ruggs if thou wish to know more. They spent quite a bit of time together before we cast out the city. Thou wouldst know him if thou had seen him. What he lacks in handsomeness, he makes up for in the goodness of his heart. He cares deeply for Delphinia. But Delphinia is a superstitious woman, and fears Ruggs' deformities are the results of some curse. This is sadness. They would make a fine couple. I can tell thee that it digresses from the virtues that Lord British set forth, but it makes sense. Talk to Leon, he's far more eloquent than I on the subject. Thou hast not met Leon yet? Thou hast only to look for the crowd of people. Thou wilt find him in the center of all, no doubt. Leon is a very charismatic fellowship follower. He speaks their beliefs fairly, to be sure. Hath drawn many of the folk from the town. I'll wager that's why the priestess had us banned from entering the city. Kilista is as beautiful as the day is long, but with the soul of a viper. I wouldn't trust her if I were thee. She's plotting something with the Chancellor, I'll wager. Little worm called Zulith, Lady Yolinda's shadow, leads her around by the hand all the time. If thou seekest an audience with the lady, thou must first speak to Zulith. I saw Callista speaking to Zulith the day before we sailors were banned from the city. She was afraid that Leon was stealing her followers, and Zulith, the power-hungry toad that he is, saw to it that her wishes become law. 'Tis the great captains and the Chancellor that run things in Fawn, I'm afraid. There are 3 of them, Yoth, Garth, and Volden, make a great show of honoring beauty, but they honor money and power more. Yolinda consults them and Judith about everything. Even the dinner menu, I'll warrant. And with Callista whispering in Zulith's ear, thou hadst best count her as one of the powers of Fawn as well. I've traveled far and wide all my life, and never have I seen the likes before. These storms appear without warning and leave chaos in their wake. Move things around, change things around. Simply not natural. Makes me think Leon might be right. Thou hast not met Leon yet? Thou hast only to look for the crowd of people. Thou wilt find him in the center of it all, no doubt. Leon is a very priestess. We talked about that. Chancellor, great captains, goblins. The pikemen tracked them into the woods around their night's test west of here. Then they simply seemed to disappear. We withstand their attack only with the help of the pikemen. We had given up hope when the goblins took the tower. But we may hold a while longer now that it hath been returned to Monitorian keeping. All I know, good night, is that all Monitorians travel to a peninsula southwest of here for some rite of passage. This is all I can tell thee, unless thou wishest to further enlighten me. Thou seekest to jest with me? By the mark on thy face, 'tis plain to see that thou art a pikeman. Surely Monitor's bravest have better things to do than pull pranks on a poor land-bound sailor. Okay, we could talk to all these people, but that'll take too long. I want to get healed. Is this the rock that Black Rock Obelisk? Okay. It seems you want to talk to us, Counselor. Okay, I'm going to talk to you then. Must thou enjoy some? I don't know, not you. What a pleasure to meet one of the illustrious Monitorian knights. I'm Zulith, Chancellor of Fawn. Oh, you're the Chancellor. Oh, he's the guy who's been following us. How might I assist thee, my lord? Are they following me? Storm's Goblin Chancellor. I'm a busy man, my lord. If our business lies along the road that mine doth, what fault of mine is that? Besides, what hast thou done to warrant thy worries that I might be following thee? Cheeky fellow. Arrogant strangers. No, I want to talk to you, dude. I serve as an envoy from Lady Yolanda, the great captains. I oversee all the minor details that should not worry her ladyship. I also exchange various forms of money. If thou dost wish an audience with her, I can examine her schedule. Audience. Lady Yolanda doth receive visitors and petitions every morning. Let us see. She could receive thee sometime next week. Perhaps if I intercede for thee, thou mightest be received earlier. I shall see what I can arrange. She is the ruler of Fawn and all its environs, all who honor beauty and honor Yolanda. She is wise and compassionate leader. Everyone doth love her. Her beauty is only rival but that of Callista. Callista is the priestess of beauty. Yolanda is the embodiment of all of Fawn itself because Callista presides over the oracle. She is the personification of beauty. Many people believe that the mages of old, Sosaria, created the oracle. I do not believe such. I have stood alone in the temple of gazing at it, and I will tell thee that it is a living being trapped there in that statue. Those mages did not create a magical item. They summoned some beautiful spirit that trapped it there. I often go there when the day has been difficult. This directly behind the palace. It is so quiet and peaceful, except before revelation. Yes, revelations are quite exciting, a message from the heavens, or at least that poor trapped spirit. Often, this is the only thing that many people have to give them hope in these troubled times. Most horrible creatures. Dost thou know that, without the possibility of escape by ship because of the storms, I had actually feared that the city might be lost? Knowest thou the brave pikemen that restored our safety? I am sure that Lady Yolanda would like to thank them personally, if possible. Pray tell me their names, and I might relay them to the ladyship. I do not know their name. I and my companion. I led the attack. Truly thou art the bravest Monitorian alive. Lady Yolanda will surely wish to thank thee herself. Quite disruptive, they have totally depleted our fishing fleet. Great Captain Garth doth have plans laid for rebuilding the ships, but 'twould not be safe until these storms subside. Great Captain Yoth is in charge of finding the means to sustain the city until this unusual weather clears. Great Captain Yoth. Yoth was the finest sea captain before he was injured. He favors beginning to rebuild the fleet now, but he had deferred to Volden's opinion that it would not be safe to do so at this time. He would cut the wood to build the ships for fear of more goblins, and no sane person would venture into the open with these storms arriving without warning. No, we must wait until this weather clears before we can hope to begin rebuilding our fleet. Fear of more goblins? Everyone knows the goblins breed like flies upon carrion. Even though the tower had been retaken, it will not be long before they are back. A yacht ship ran aground during a storm. When his injuries would not allow him to return to sea, Lady Yolanda, most gracious, offered him a seat on the council. Garth. Garth comes from a fine family. He is the youngest member of the council, but wisely tempers his views to those of the senior council members. Garth is also something of a ladies' man, I fear. His family doth own a shipping business. They had been a merchant seaman for generations. As his mother's youngest son, he took the council seat when his cousin resigned. His elder brother is now in charge of the family's shipping business. The great captains are the counselor of Lady Yolanda, ruler of Fawn. There are 3 of them. Volden. Volden doth have a history of service to Fawn. He was unanimously nominated for the council position by his fellow captains. Volden works in conjunction with the captain of the guard to assure Fawn's safety. He is senior on the council. Volden served Fawn as a member of the city guard in his younger days. Before he became a council member, he was a fishing captain. It is their honor to oversee the fleets and all trade matters. They are all seamen who have been appointed to their posts in recognition of their expertise. Okay, fuck it. Oh, these are magical gauntlets. But I think they're also one defense. It doesn't matter. Where are the leaves? Oh, these, okay. Wait. So where does that lead then? I have a bad feeling. Okay. I think this is it. What time is it? Oh, it's a good time. Should be at home. Box. Oh, the wench has confessed of her crime. Moreover, she had paid for treachery in blood. She is slain. Healing. I am not a magical healer. My turns are quite a special magic. I use natural healing. Okay, now that I have the proper ingredient, it is a simple matter to cure thee. Hold thou still while I apply these directly upon thy tattoo. There, it is done. Thine infection has been healed. Kentra. Thou shalt need 3 ancient powerful artifacts to complete like that. One of these is a elm. We're here. Seek out 3 artifacts. Ring, necklace, earrings. So these are 2 different, completely different things. This was from Thorax, I think was her name. seemingly unconnected event shall prosper thee in thy seeking of my lost daughter. Thy travel shall take thee north, far north, through caves that lie to the west. I can feel the cold wind blowing upon thee. Huh. Bottle of wine. Simon is the barkeeper at the inn. He knows more than anyone in the town about exotic beverages. The fur cap. Sylvia here in town is a tanner and a furrier. Bloody end. Undertaker. Strange airbrush. Ask Templar. Blue egg. Shall seem to be intent to protect the baby bird from cold. I would surmise that this egg came from a bird that lives in the north. Urn. I've been angry because ashes of his granddaughter were missing. Perhaps that is what the urn contains. Pumice. This type of rock is not common around here. How come I didn't talk about all these things when I talked to her? She sends me to all these people. Craig. To the north. Moonshade. Green and white are the colors of my dance warriors. Yeah, it's fucking. I can't remember his name. Places? Follow the serpent road north and thou shalt come to it, but that mayest not return. Great northern forest. It is said that this forest lies beyond the swamp, but we have precious little contact with the people there. Furnace. It's a dungeon located on the east of here. Yeah, I've been there. That is said to be so odd that humans cannot survive. Yeah, I had to go away. Okay, I think what happened is I talked about people. And then I talked a little bit about places maybe. But now I went on the other side and I started with the things, which is very important. Okay, I think I'll save it here and end the stream for tonight. Okay, this was nice. We did a lot of progress in terms of just like organizing our stuff, which is something. Oh, we have a map. We have a map. Yeah, we healed ourselves, and we now have a lot of information about less items that have been switched with us. And I also have a lot of things to do in Monitor that I dismissed because I wanted to heal myself. It was kind of annoying. So every single one here in this town seemed to have information about one item. One is an urn, one is the hat, another one is something else. So we'll do that. And then we'll explore Monitor, Fawn, and also the Fellowship. Like, there's so many things there. This was the same at the beginning of Ultima 7 Part 1. They really give you a lot of things to do and whatever. Do whatever you want. Oh, there's chests here. Not chests, but baskets. Okay. Yes, this will be all for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is a pretty cool game. I think there's a little too much talking. I guess they like their dialogue. I never figured Ultima 7 as like a dialogue game. I never thought that it was. Never heard anybody talk about this game. The fact that there's a lot of dialogue. Maybe people that played it back then don't really pass through all these dialogue and just go do the things. because you can ignore everything, I guess. Maybe less so in this one. It seems that people send you on quests and you really go back to them with things, and there's more back and forth. Whereas in Ultima 7, people would just give you information to send you to the other town. It was mostly boring information. I guess less important than in this game. I hope there's more of a plot here. Well, there was in part 1. It was very typical. Here I would prefer that the Fellowship, even though Batlin came back, like came here and restarted the Fellowship. I hope that they're not just a bunch of dumbasses, and that their version of the Fellowship may be more nuanced, and once I've slapped their faces and like, yo, wake up guys. Because like what's her name? I can't remember the name of the girl in Fawn that told me to be part of the cause, which seems like a good thing. The people in Fawn seems like people that want to, like possibly tyrants or something like that. I don't know. Usurp power, use power in bad ways. And she likes the Fellowship. So just there you see that there's nuances. That character is definitely not a bad character, but she thinks the Fellowship is cool. Yeah, let's rate somebody. We'll play more of this game on Friday. Tomorrow at 8 we're continuing with some System Shock 2. Well, System Shock 2 maybe before at 5, 6. And then at 8 we are continuing and probably finishing Homeworld. There's only 2 more missions, but now I have a gigantic fleet, and I think they're relatively short missions, so I think in 3 hours I should be able to finish the game. If not, well, it's not too bad. The game that will be replacing Homeworld after that will be Star Trek Next Generation Final Unity. Yeah, let's raid... Gar. Thanks for watching. Ciao.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
I'll buy that for $1.